everybody, it's Michelle, and today I've got for you a feel-good, stretchy Pilates workout on the reformer. So we're going to do a lot of active stretches in different directions, and it should feel just really, really good on your body. So let's get right to it. Start with some heavy springs on, just so that your carriage doesn't move. I've got 2 reds and a blue on, something like that. Okay, so we're gonna get our spine moving first. If your foot bar isn't very squishy, you can put like a towel or even like a sticky mat or something over it to make it a little more comfortable if you'd like. So you're gonna sit facing away from the foot bar. Make sure you're not about to fall off the edge of the carriage. You can put your feet against the shoulder rests if that's comfortable, or off to the sides. And then you're just gonna lay your back right up against the foot bar. So kind of move around until you feel like it's in a good spot. I like it kind of just right, like halfway down my shoulder blades, something like that. And then you're gonna place your hands behind your head, tuck your tailbone under, and just take a nice, glorious stretch back over the foot bar, and then go ahead and help yourself back up. We'll just do that a couple more times, yeah? So not thinking of this as like an ab crunch coming up. It's all about that stretch on the way back. Yes, most of us spend a ton of time hunched forward throughout the day. So this feels amazing to get us moving in this backward stretch. So now let's get back there and stay. Get into whatever extension you can hold comfortably, and then just start doing little side bends here. So you're kind of just rubbing the skin of your back along the foot bar side to side, almost like a bear scratching your back up against a tree. And then if you want to make this a little bigger, whichever way you go, you're going to take your opposite arm and reach it over. So almost increasing that side bend. Very good. Okay, do that one more time to either side. Good. Grab your head and then come back up. Okay, one last thing here. Take one arm forward, other hand still behind your head, and now as we extend back, you're going to do an arm circle and then through. So it's almost like a little self massage for your back against the foot bar. Yeah, so the foot bar is giving the pressure in that one spot, and then we're moving around to get all that tissue kind of mobilized in there. So if it's uncomfortable, move up or down. It's almost kind of like a foam roller that isn't moving. Yeah, we're moving around it instead. And then you can reverse the direction of your arm. Now, obviously, you can't go into a massive circle with your arm out to the side, so just go as far as is comfortable. Do one more. So just getting up and back. Okay, now let's do the other side. So keep circling. Yeah, now this bar is smaller, obviously, in diameter than a foam roller is, so we get a little bit more targeted of that pressure going into your back, which feels really good. Yeah, let's do that one more time here, and then we'll reverse. So sweep the arm down to go back. Get a stretch for the front, the chest, the pecs on the way back. Okay, do that one more time. Yeah, so we're just trying to mobilize through the upper body. All right, help yourself up. Now you're going to straighten your legs, put them off to either side of your shoulder rests, and you can just squeeze in gently with the calves onto those shoulder rests. All right. Sit up tall, and you're going to place your hands onto the tops of the shoulder rests. If that's uncomfortable, you bend your knees a little bit. So from here, I'm just going to bend my elbows round my spine and take a forward fold over the legs. And then now from here, keep your back round, let your arms extend, and you're going to pull against the shoulder rests to get a stretch between your shoulder blades. So it's almost like if I were to let go, I would go kind of falling back. So I have that pull, and then I do that again. Pull with the elbows, round forward, and then go the other way. If you remember, like when you were a kid, you'd hold your friend's hand and you'd like stretch each other back and forth. It's kind of like that. Except we don't have the friend, so sad, but still feels good. Down and then back. Do that a few more times. Again, you soften your knees if you need to. Yeah, if you flatten out and get closer to your legs, it's more hamstring stretch. If you stay more rounded, it's more of a spine stretch. So you just kind of play with that and see what feels good. All right, now sit up tall. The more you flex your feet, the more hammy stretch we're gonna feel. Now, cross one hand over to grab the opposite shoulder rest. Other hand reaches back. See if you can grab the foot bar and just use this hand position to help you sit up and twist a little bit deeper. Take a breath here. So I'm kind of pulling with my shoulder rest hand and pushing with my foot bar hand to look behind. And then let's do that to the other side. Release, grab those 2 points, try to get taller and look over that back shoulder. Good. You don't have to force it. Just find where you get a good stretch and then breathe into wherever that feels restricted. So whether it's in the rib cage, down in the back, up between the shoulder blades. Good. All right, now let's switch sides again, but this time you're just going to reach your arm back over the foot bar. Now we're going to do kind of a modified saw. So I'm going to internally rotate my back arm. Thumb points to the floor, and I'm going to pull with my shoulder rest arm to flex over my single leg. And then as I sit up, I'm going to flip my palm and look back at the arm. Do that again. Exhale, round, like you're trying to get nose to knee, and then stack up and look back. Good. Let's do that a couple more times. Pull and round. So now we get more of that single hamstring, stretching a little bit more. Now by turning this back arm in, it allows me to get a much bigger range of motion. Good. All right, let's do that on the other side. Switch hands. Find that nice tall twist we found a second ago, and then internally rotate, flip and pull, and then release. Yes, so making this exercise a lot more about the stretch since we have this leverage from the arm. Good, but you still want to feel the abs kind of pulling your abdominals back into your spine. Last 2. And then last one. Whew. Amazing. All right. Okay, let's go into a little mermaid stretch. So if you want to sit up on something like a platform extender or a cushion, you do that. Sit with your nearest shin against the shoulder blocks and then go down in weight. I'm going to go down to a red. You could even go lighter if you want to make this even more stretchy and less muscly, but red should be about good. So closest hand to the bar, other arm out to the side. Now make sure your ribs aren't jutting forward. You want to sit them back over your tail. That's going to help you feel more stretch through the hips here. So now we're going to do traditional mermaid, right? We've all done this one before, probably. Side bend, except once we get to here, we're going to add a circle of the arms. So I'm going to flex my spine, drop the head, just kind of let the hands trail off to the side, open where we came from to come back up. Do that again. So I'm side bending over the springs, hollowing like there's a beach ball on my lap, side bending towards the shoulder rests, and then coming back up. So I'm getting that lateral flexion in both directions. Lean over and then go up. Whew. So good. Let's do that one more time, and then we're going to reverse the direction of the arm. So now go the other way. I scoop down around my far knee. I get over the springs and then come up tall. Do that again. Side bend, just let the head tip, round the arm off the front, and then come back up. 2 more times. Feel like your head weighs 50 pounds. And it's just drooping off the front of the carriage. One more time. Round. And then come up. Whew. All right, now just do a pure side bend. Rotate to the floor and put both of your hands on the corners of the foot bar. Now push away as far as you can. Feel your abs pull away from that bottom thigh. Okay, now you're going to bend your elbows, bring your nose over the foot bar, and then push away. Now I want you to feel like this is a stretch for your shoulders as you come in and out. Yeah? So we are, of course, muscling to come in and out, but think of the return over the foot bar as a stretch across the chest. 2 more times. Feel wide across your collarbones. Whew. Now pause in that nice deep rotation. Arms are straight. You're going to come up into a back extension, breathing in. Now feel like somebody punched you in the stomach. Round your lower back as you go back to the floor. Yeah, so we get a stretch for our upper spine on the lift. Now tuck your tail and get a stretch for your lower back on the way out. Good. So if we just drop our ribs to the floor, we kind of lose that nice carving and low back stretch. All right, now come up, raise one arm up. So whichever arm is on, let's see, how do we say this? Whichever arm that's the same as the leg with the shin up against the shoulder rest. How about that? So my right leg is back against the shoulder rest. So I'm going to raise my right arm up. So I'm in this stretch, stacking up tall. Now do that same round back press away and sweep the arm down and back, and then look up and lift. So you can go maybe a little bit quicker now. Think of it as a little more dynamic. See if with that reach of the arm, the spine can follow into a little bigger position. And then up, do that one last time. Round the spine, lift up tall, very good. Now, place the hand back on the foot bar, turn and face front, grab a shoulder rest, and pull yourself to the other side. Good. All right, now before we go to the opposite side, you're gonna rotate and see if you can grab both shoulder rests with both hands. If that's too intense, you can maybe grab your front knee instead. And then just hold here. So we're rotated and we're flexed, kind of cramped up. And then if you're feeling pretty good here, see if you can maybe lean away from your arms a little bit. Oh, and you should get a nice stretch through that upper mid back. Good. All right, you guys, let's do that all on the other side. So turn around and your new shin will be up against the shoulder rests and on the foot bar. Here we go. So going into our nice circular mermaid. So we side bend, round up off the front of the reformer, and then again up and over, and then round. So good. So try to smooth those two actions together. Well, there's more than two, but the side bend and the arm circle. All right, now go the other way. Head drips off the far side, comes around the foot bar and up. Good. Over and then up. And you just time that in your body, however feels natural to you. Good. Try to tip towards the feet and then circle around. Last one. Good. All right, now find just a regular side bend, rotate towards the floor, split the hands and press your chest down till your back is nice and long. And then we're just gonna bend and press the elbows. Now, every time your elbows bend, think of trying to rotate a little deeper with that back shoulder towards the foot bar. Very good. Now pause with your arms long and we're going to pull ourselves up into a thoracic lengthening. Eyes lift slightly. Now tuck your tail to round down. Inhale and lift, pressing down into the bar. So good. Two more times. Lift and then tuck and round. Okay, now come up, reach your new arm up. We didn't do last time. Extend up towards the ceiling. Now round your spine, push and see how high you can get the arm up behind you and then sweep back up. So that's good for that shoulder mobility. See how far upside down you can get it. Last two, keeping that twist through the spine. That's harder with only one arm. Last one. So good. All right, place your hands on the foot bar, rotate back forward, grab a shoulder rest, and take a stretch. Okay, if this is enough stretch, you can stay here or rotate. Try to put one or both hands on the shoulder rests. Again, just a gentle pressure to find a little twist, not too much. And then if you'd like, try to lean away from your arms. Ooh, especially that front arm gets pulled kind of tight, and you should feel a nice stretch in between your shoulder blades. Whew, so nice. Okay, let's lay down on our backs now and add on another red spring. So you've got two, yeah, somewhere around there. And then lay down. Okay, so you can have your head rest flat. I'm going to put my straps on the floor because we're not going to need them. All right, so once you're down here, have your heels on, hip width apart, and then arms by your sides, and we're just going to take a gentle windshield wiper of the legs. So you can just kind of roll through it. No need to pause just yet. Just get those knees moving side to side. Yeah. If your feet go a little wider, you'll get a little bit more stretch. So you kind of decide where you want those heels placed. This feels good across like the sacrum and the back of your pelvis. It almost kind of massages across there. Good. Now drop your knees to one side, grab around the handles or the backs of your shoulder rests so your chest is open. And now just look to the opposite direction. So my knees are to the right, so I'm looking to the left. Good. And then just hold here and breathe. Good. If you'd like, whichever rib cage, whichever side is kind of on top, take that hand to the ribs and just take a few more breaths. And really feel the air puffing up into that hand from the ribs below. Good. Do that one more time. Good. Now go to the other side. Drop the knees. So now my knees are going left. Grab back onto the shoulder rests. Look over to the opposite side. Good. See if that top knee can try to touch the foot bar. Good. Now, whichever way you're looking with your eyes, that's the hand that's going to come to the ribs. Give a little pressure so that you have something to breathe into. And then let it go. Good. Feel that inflation of the lungs. And then drop away. Good. One more time. Sometimes we get kind of restricted and stuck through the ribs. So just opening them up. Good. All right. Now bring your knees back up, and I want you to cross one ankle over knee. Open it so we're in a figure 4 position. You can keep your grip back here if you like. So now we're going to do these windshield wipers with our legs in this position. It's going to feel really good. So try to push this knee as far away from you as you can, and then you're just going to tilt and let the knees drop to one side. Maybe your one knee gets towards the foot bar. Woo, and then use your abdominals to come back. Now go the other way. Tip to the other side. Woo, go as far as you can. Try to open that top knee and then come back. Good. So take it nice and slow. Just see how far we can go in these two directions. Ooh, so we get a stretch for this one thigh. And then this way it's more of a stretch for your glute. Ooh, and the outside of the hip. Good. Now this time, tip to that one side and stay. So your bottom knee is trying to touch the foot bar. And then just hold here and breathe. You can look over the opposite shoulder like we did last time. Whew. So good. All right, now bring the legs back up. Keep this same leg crossed over, and we're just gonna do a little press off of the foot bar. Now, as we push out, I'm fanning my knee forward. Now, make sure you don't hyperextend the bottom knee, and then come back. Good, do that again. Push out and let the knee fan away from you. Now we get more intense stretch for the back of the hip on the return. So it's a stretch in both directions, kind of for the inside of the leg on the way out, and then for the back of the leg on the way in. Good. One more time. Good. Now pause at the bottom, and we're going to do a couple of bridges here. So articulate your spine, roll up, and fan the knee away from you, and then roll back down. That's it. Good. We'll just do a few more. So opening to get a nice stretch. Oof. Hips try to stay level with each other, and then roll back down. So good. Let's do that 2 more times. Scoop and roll. Open. So that bottom glute is doing all the lifting. Last one. Trailing your spine up bone by bone. Good. And then to finish, you're just going to grab your back thigh and pull that figure 4 shape towards you. You can gently take a little rock side to side if that feels good. Good. And then maybe that back leg can straighten. Grab over the top and pull. Awesome. All right, let's do that on the other leg. So cross your new ankle over, grab the shoulder rests, press the thigh away from you, and then start to go into that rotation from the waist down. That's it. So start slow, no hurry, but the whole time the goal is to press this top thigh forward and away. Yeah, so we get more hip flexor stretch to one side, hip and glute stretch on the other. Whew, so good. 2 more times. Maybe your stretch gets a little deeper the more we do. Yeah, so notice how we're moving through these stretches more than we're sitting in them. It's okay to sit in them too. Like we'll hold here for a second. Look over your opposite shoulder. Yeah, but it's really good to get into our end range while moving and using our muscles and not just always sitting in the stretch. Yeah. So good to know. You can be getting a stretch without just sitting and holding. Woo, very nice. All right, so now arms are down, open the knee, and we're going to do a couple of single leg presses here. And then down. So hold back on this bottom leg. Make sure the knee doesn't overextend, especially because we have the weight of this leg on top of it. You want to maybe not straighten as much as you normally do. So good. 2 more times. Open through the hip. Last one. All right, now same position. Take it into a hip roll. Tuck and roll. Open the thigh. And then roll back down. Yes, so again, we're using this position to get a stretch in the hip. And as the pelvis lifts, it changes where we feel the hip stretching. So just noticing that. Flowing through it. Let's do 2 more times. And then lower. So good. Last one. All right, grab the thigh, pull the whole shape towards you, let the foot come off the foot bar. Maybe gently rock side to side. Very nice. All right, top leg straight, reach up to grab it. Very good. All right. Oh, so nice. Okay, one last little stretch here. Scoot to the side of your reformer so that your hips are right on the edge, almost falling off. And then that foot that's furthest to the side, you're going to step it to the floor. Now, if your reformer's higher off the ground, your foot will go a little bit further. It's all good. You'll get a stretch either way. So if your one is down like mine, I want you to tuck your foot under and see how far you can get your foot towards your head. Okay, now you can do this if your reformer is high as well. We just have to do it a little sooner than you do. Okay, so regardless, the closer your foot gets to your head, the better of a stretch. So we're trying to stretch this front thigh. Good. Now think of tucking under. Try to imprint your spine and squeeze your glute. And you'll feel that stretch even stronger. Okay, if that's enough, just stay here. If not, grab the top knee and do a gentle pull so we get a little opposition. Good. Once you find a stretch, hold and breathe. Good. Maybe try to pull your top knee closer, your bottom knee further. All right, switchy over to the other side. Foot to the floor, and then to get more stretch, tuck your foot under and try to pull it closer to your head. Good. Now flatten out the low back towards the floor. Squeeze your glute. And think of driving the knee forward. Good. Okay, one step further would be to grab that top knee. Oh man, this side's tighter for some reason. Whew. Good. Try to feel heavy into the carriage. Don't be tensing up away from it. All right, one last deep pull. All right, get both your feet back on the foot bar and then roll to one side. Oh my goodness. Okay, come on up. I hope you guys feel nice and lengthened and stretched out after that quick little stretch on the reformer. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below if you have any feedback or ideas for future videos. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and share this video with a friend. And I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.